I can track all my expenses and save for the future without depriving myself. That's the most important thing for me. And I also became more disciplined with my money, which I had never before. Now I can plan months ahead for my trips without getting confused, scared, panic, or mad at myself. Since coaching with you 2023 last year, I planned for my honeymoon trip and my concert this year. I already prepared for the money and the expenses and I don't stress about it anymore. I'm not in a worried mindset anymore. I have my emergency fund, I have my business fund, traveling fund.
Cheers to being recovered shopaholics. Woo! So excited to bring in another amazing client of mine. And we're going to talk about how I've helped her in overcoming her shopping urges that she has battled with since early adolescence, and now being able to stick to a sustainable financial system that I guided her with. I feel like you're going to be so inspired on her journey and where she is now, because now she feels so in control of her finances that now allows her to go on more frequent trips abroad that she always wanted, and also have the freedom to expand her business even more without worrying about her finances. So I'm so excited to introduce Winona. So please introduce yourself and say hi to everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Winona. I'm a business owner who was battling with shopping addictions since I was an adolescent and able to earn money for myself. And I was trying to do better until I found Nick on TikTok. So after that, I started to contact her and everything changed from there. So
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so happy that we have crossed paths, and well, technically that my post crossed your FYP on
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. So walk us through your journey, around shopping, around your money habits. How was it handling your finances before you came to me for coaching, and what has been incredibly different now?
I realized that I was addicted to shopping, but I didn't know how do I cope with it because I tried on YouTube. I watched YouTube videos, TikTok videos, and they guided me through it, but it didn't really resonate with me. And I tried to do the no buy rules, but I always bounce back again and again, and it never really worked out. So once I crossed paths to Nick's TikTok, I found that, oh, this is the right coach for me. Because in Indonesia, there were some coaches for finances, but it's not as detailed and accurate as Coach Nick here. Why I said that? Because they are the ones that wanted to sell you something like insurance or take up a percentage from your finances, like your income, something like that. With Nick, it's totally different. And what I can say is that before, I didn't know where I should put my money towards. But now I have a plan and I have a goal. So I know where I have to spend my money on and my energy too.
Yes, exactly. And I like that you mentioned that it's different when the kind of coaching like focuses on like your habits, it focuses on like your mindset around money, because from there, like after coaching, you could still apply those. Like it doesn't need to be a cut from your income in order for you to be forced to save or for you to be forced to set aside money. Like in this case, you were able to go through the process of like, okay, facing that shopping addiction problem and now being able to overcome it. Let's talk about, you did mention that you have been watching videos, you have been trying to track your expenses, but then you feel like after all of that you still felt lost with managing your finances. So I wanted you to like look back, and probably a lot of people could resonate with that. It's like, oh, I'm tracking this, I'm tracking that, I'm putting Excel sheet, I'm following this. How come I still feel lost and overwhelmed with where my money is going, right? So looking back at that and going through the coaching, what do you think the real problem was that you needed to solve, and how were you able to solve it during our coaching?
I think the real problem was within me. It was me. It's not because I saw so many Instagram ads or opened so many shopping websites. It's not that. It has been like the internet is there for a reason, right? For you to distract yourself. But it's how you manage to control yourself. It's what is important. So I think by coaching with you, it made me realize my trauma and my childhood. Because due to my upbringing, I didn't realize it, and I was taken aback way back when getting coached by you. It had finally opened and gotten to the root cause of my shopping addiction that I didn't know existed in the first place. Because you asked me prior, before the coaching session, every time our homework, and I really realized, oh, it was my childhood that, that happened, and then that got me into my shopping addiction. At first I thought it was only the surface level, because I like nice things, I like fashion, I like beauty, that's why I'm addicted to shopping. But the fact is, the problem is deeper than that, and we were able to solve it by Nick asking me the right questions before our coaching session, like I told you just now, and we were able to do a hypnotherapy technique, is it, where I was taken aback to my childhood and where it all really began. That's what is so like life changing for me, to be honest with you. And we were in a relaxed state of mind, and everything came to life, and we solved it together right there and then.
Yeah, yeah. I really like how you were able to summarize, your journey, because I feel like you said it perfectly, like where you were, what we did together, and how you were
Um,
able to face it. Because yeah, I do believe like that's why the surface level solutions, like not spending for like months or like depriving yourself for a while, don't work, because it doesn't really address the deeper root cause
yeah, yeah,
problem,
exactly.
and as you said, like we don't see the deeper problem because the only thing we see is the surface. We haven't taken the time to like really dig deep, and as you said, it's really deeply rooted into like our financial traumas, our childhood. Like when we were like back in our childhood, we didn't have the time to process these kinds of thoughts that subconsciously led us to our habits as adults, and which is
Mm,
so like mind-boggling. Like even for me, like I also get it, like at first you're like, no, but then like it's nice. Like for me, like when I started like makeup, skincare, buying so many stuff, it's like, oh, but like I didn't have that when I was young, so now I
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
like you justify in your head. Like I mean, it only, and then it reaches a point that you're like, wait, the justification is no longer serving me. Like if I keep doing
mm,
this, it's gonna pile up and pile up. And I think you were brave enough to like face that and be like, okay, this is the problem and I want to make sure I address it. And I think you've also seen that effect, not only in your personal life, but also, as a business owner. And I love that because we continued our coaching together, for your other milestones together. And I love that Winona shared with me, like, coach, like the problem with the shopping, it's not there anymore. So we're going to talk about different things. Now that in my
yeah,
business, I don't have the urge to shop anymore. It's not a problem for me. I just felt so proud. It's like, yes, exactly. Like, I don't have the urge, and I just love seeing that and hearing you say that, because again, from that person who were like, when we started our coaching, like, coach, but how do I fix this?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you were so like you remember, like, but coach, how am I gonna do it? Like every time I see something, it's like I wanna buy it, da, da, da. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to now that
Mm,
you're like, actually, you know what, they're not to blame. It's really within us that we need to
yeah,
change so we can better control how we spend. So okay, let's talk about that. So how do you think our coaching allowed you to overcome your shopping urges for good? Like how come you were able to sustain that momentum coming from our coaching last year, right, until now that like you've been through like Christmas season, Lunar
yeah,
New Year
yeah.
season, and sure there's like so many like sale
But
and events. So what do you think allowed you to feel more in control and overcome those shopping urges?
like, to be honest, coach, I still bought stuff. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie. It's just gone like that. No, but now I shop with intention, because the coaching allowed me to make wiser decisions and towards my money decisions. And I know I wanted more of life than just buying things that will make me happy for a while, for a few seconds. The euphoric hit that you are about to purchase something. That's how I feel. That's why I realized that's when you already know this is an addiction. It's not just a habit. Like it's not just buying things, but you are addicted to the dopamine hit. And then once I received the item, it wasn't as euphoric as I thought it was. And I still shop from time to time, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't look for the dopamine hit anymore. I bought with intention and plan to buy it, but also plan on using it. Since coaching with you, coach, even though I shop with intention. And usually I always wanted everything fast. If I wanted something, I wanted it right here, right there. Like now, I know the things I bought are going to fit my current self and my future self. Not only that, but since coaching with Nick, I have also made wish lists to help me focus on the things that I wanted. And I can wait for a few days to think about it and then whether or not I wanted to purchase it. Most of the time when I make the time to think, I will cross out the wish list and make room for different things. And the tools that help me are also the simple financial system where I can track all my expenses and save for the future without depriving myself. That's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, and I like how you said it because we don't overcome the shopping urges by like not shopping ever again and not buying the things that we like. Like for me, I still buy my skincare, still buy my makeup. I buy a lot of treats for my cats. Like I don't have to be like I'll stop buying all of those things in order to be responsible with my money. Like I like how you said that it's now shopping with intention instead of shopping for the sake of the dopamine hit because that's so
Yeah.
different. Truly, like now you get to balance that. Like, oh, I have a financial system that guides me on how to spend. I don't need to deprive myself. And at the same time, I know like where my money is going. And ultimately, that's what's going to allow you to have a sustainable way of managing your money so that you don't end up like, okay, I saved a lot by not spending for 3 months, but then after 3 months, you're like itching to like
Yeah,
buy the
yeah, yeah.
next thing. And
Yeah, and then it serves no purpose. That's the problem, coach. It just pile
mm,
up in your wardrobe, in your walk-in closet and you still think you have nothing to wear. That's the biggest problem. And the dopamine hit, like once you pay and then you waited for the things to come and you try it on, it's not as what you expect it to be. That's what makes you feel like you wanted to buy more. Like it's a constant cycle and
mm.
it feels like it's never enough. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I like that you brought up the financial system as well because we did both. Like, okay, we did like understanding the root cause, doing the mindset work, and then after that, we're like, okay, so what are the practical strategies that we can now apply? Because now
Yeah, yeah.
that you've identified like the deeper root cause, now it's easier to do the practical strategies with your budgets and
Yeah.
systems.
I think that's what makes you different from other coaches, coach. Like I'm not bragging, but it's the truth. Because I've seen a lot of coaches who just wanted to use the money where you have to put it and instead of really digging into the root cause of it, you know. Especially with these days our habits are more consumerism and then as well as capitalist. Everyone wants your money, right? So yeah.
I appreciate you for saying that because ultimately like I realized like the process that I guided you with and all my clients it's because I experienced it like
Yeah,
wait
yeah, yeah.
I tried the budgeting methods, I tried all the apps, I tried all the challenge, but how come I still go back to like the same habit, and ultimately it was really the
Yeah.
combination of that mindset and then followed by the system if we want it to be sustainable, if we want like until we're 60 we're doing like where we feel good about where our money is going. So I appreciate that. And speaking of how the habits have been helpful for you, how do you think the mindset shifts, the money habits have now impacted how you make business decisions after going through all of that work we did in the program?
Before, I would just try to buy my way out. Now, I can take a step back and realize some of the things are not meant to be owned now. Like, you can wait, take your time. Good things also takes time, and it's okay to wait for when the right time comes. Before, I cannot wait. I'm so impatient and I cannot find the joy in waiting and the process of, getting to be better. I just wanted the finished product, the finished line. But now some things are just not meant for me to buy and I don't have to buy everything.
Yeah, and you know what? That reminds me of this one thing you said in our session. If it's okay to
Yeah,
share,
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember because you're like, so we're talking about like the shopping, like, and then you're like, Coach, I could just earn more so that I could pay for the shopping or something like I could just out earn that, Coach. So tell us about like what was going through in your mind then, and like how were we able to work on that through our coaching?
Like because you really take me back to my childhood, like my traumas. I feel like that's when the note really hit me because I did something when I was a kid. That's why now I thought that I have to buy everything when I have the money. You know. Did you remember that I told you I wanted to buy everything if I could?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like now. Even I shop, I don't have the euphoric hit anymore, coach. That's the difference. when I realized that I have cured my addiction, that's when I realized I buy with intention, and then I don't have the urges. I need to buy it now. I need to purchase it now. Like the feeling of the heart is pumping. Like you are in love or something, or you do something that makes you really happy. That's what I
Yeah.
felt when I was addicted to shopping. But now I shop because I wanted to buy it and because it's useful for me now and for the future. That's
Yeah.
what is really different from myself and my perspective.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people could relate to like where you were before. They're like, I just earn more so that I could buy everything I want. And,
Yeah,
like that's why I talk about like we cannot out earn our shopping addiction.
mm,
Like there's not
exactly.
because there's never gonna be enough things to buy if we're like still in the same mindset of like
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get what I want when I want, or like when I'm excited I'm gonna get it, versus like how can we already address the shopping addiction now so that when you start earning more money, you're gonna know that it's gonna go towards something that will truly be beneficial to you.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Before I don't know where my money should go. That's why I just spend it on unnecessary things. I keep buying lipstick, which I know I already have a lot of, and the same shades.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm laughing because again I can relate. I mean, like I remember it's like to this day, like imagine like my shopping addictions is so long ago. I still have the same stuff. Like they still haven't run out.
yes, we haven't run out of it, right, coach? That's
Yeah.
why I use it every day. I still have it until now. It still
It's
haven't
so
run out.
funny. And then I'm like, when I look at it, I'm like, wow, this is my favorite blush. Like, I could just wear this blush until I die. Like, I don't
Yeah, yeah,
need the
yeah.
same. But yeah, ultimately, it's like beyond looking at the functionality of things, it's also looking at, like what's bringing that euphoric hit, what's bringing that dopamine hit, so that buying is no longer associated to that feeling that you keep like searching for.
Yes, exactly, coach. That's the
Yeah.
feeling I was searching for, but now not anymore. I buy it because I wanted to buy it and because it's useful. And surprisingly,
Yeah.
since I didn't really shop, I look at my closet. I started to realize some of the things that I barely wear, which I started to wear now.
So I think we need to cheers to that. Yeah, we haven't shown our drinks, I
Yeah.
realize. Cheers to being
Cheers.
recovered shopaholics. Woo! I remember also before when I was able to overcome like the shopping, and then when I started to shop again, it was like so different. Like when I started talking to myself like, "Oh, I don't have to feel guilty about this because I know I'm doing it like mindfully, not mindlessly. Not
Yes.
because it's feeling something."
Yes, yes. That's what I tell myself too, coach. Like these past few days, I've been shopping quite a bit and I already set budget for it. But I realized that I've been shopping quite a lot for this month. When last month I didn't shop for anything. But because I'm going to a concert and I'm going to for my honeymoon soon. So I feel like I can justify the purchase. And it's not like something that I already own. It's something that I haven't have yet and I needed for the enjoyment and the entertainment.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah, of the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I bought workout clothes of like the same like style but different colors, like all at the same
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, like I was like, it was the only thing I was looking forward to in my day to feel good about myself. And that's when we realized like it's something that becomes a problem. And I'm just so happy that you get to be here now, sharing to the world, sharing to my viewers right now that like, hey, if you are from that place, you can also be where I am now, where I'm shopping with intention. I don't need to deprive myself anymore. And oh, since you talked about like you're preparing for your travels and everything, so walk us through that. How do you think your habits have affected these goals that you have? What goals became more achievable for you because you now have the right mindset and systems around money?
I think my business is moving towards the right direction and I have gotten the right habits and mindset to improve them in the long run. That's the most important thing when it comes to owning a business and running them as well. You need to keep your sanity in check. And goals became more achievable for me when I knew I could buy my property or rent it for leasehold for long term, 20 to 30 years, which I never thought of in the first place before coaching with you, coach. To be honest, I
Mm.
never thought that I should buy property like adult stuff. I just wanted to fill my closet with a lot of clothes and makeup. So that is the biggest realization as well for me. oh, you can really buy something that is gonna be beneficial for you, for your current self and your future self.
Yeah, like that's what happens when we just stop settling for the immediate rewards. We get to
Yeah,
see like, oh, we get bigger rewards that we
yeah.
deserve way more. And let's go back to also what you said about now that you have developed the right habits and systems around money, how do you think that has helped you when you started expanding your business? So tell the viewers like where you are now. Because I'm proud of you, you know. I'm low key
Okay.
like wanna brag about you know where you are now. So tell the viewers like how do you think like having the right mindset and systems around money helped you prepare with expanding your business with where you are now?
The habits will be tracking the simple financial system once a month because
Mm-hmm.
that was quite life changing for me as well. Because I
Mm.
never really did that and I just use an app which doesn't really work on me, and then I tried to do it manually which didn't really work on me, and my husband asked me what's the point of tracking the expenses when you don't know what is it used for. That's the thing that I cannot answer, coach, to him, like, oh yeah, what's the point of me tracking it if I didn't know where it should go? Then the mindset will always be there that if it's the right time and moment, and find joy in the waiting. Like have
Mm.
the right mindset, and because I already have the right mindset and the goals that I wanted to achieve. Now I just have to wait, try to do my best every day and find the joy in waiting. And I also
Mm.
became more disciplined with my money, which I had never before, and know when to stop. Now I can plan months ahead for my trips without getting confused, scared, panic, or mad at myself. Because I can keep them in order, and I also worry less because I know where I pour my money into. That's quite different for me as well because I never really plan a trip, coach. It's always like someone else do it for me, you know. And it's never really with my own money because I just started my business, right? And then when I started my business, COVID hit, I didn't really travel. Thank God for that as well. If not, I don't know where I should get my money from. But now, since coaching with you 2023 last year, I plan for my honeymoon trip and my concert this year, which are happening soon. So I already prepared for the money and the expenses and everything, and I don't stress about it anymore. That's what is quite relieving for me as well. So now I just have to focus on saving up for something else.
Yeah, it's like done. Like now I can enjoy preparing for the actual trip. I'm
Yes,
and like really focus on like the excitement in traveling instead of like thinking about okay, I'm gonna travel, but like are you sure like expenses, are we gonna cover it,
yeah,
like are you
yeah,
sure not gonna
yeah,
overspend, like, and then it takes away from the excitement of
yeah,
traveling because we're
totally.
thinking about the finances versus like now as you said because you have planned for it, you have the system for it, and now you're like okay, let me now think about okay, like maybe I need to buy clothes for the concert or I need to prepare XYZ or whatever it is. You get to do it now with intention and you get to do it with peace of mind that oh, like everything is accounted for and all I have to think about now when I get there is actually enjoy it.
Yes, exactly, coach. I never thought that I could do that. Before I started my business and I was still in college and my parents still give me money, like pocket money, right? So I never really thought that I have to plan for my trip because they always give me the money. But now, since I am already married and I started my business already, it's my own money, it's my own responsibility. Can you imagine if I just shop my way out and then I have a concert to go to and then I have my honeymoon trip to plan? I think I'll be so stressed, coach. And I don't think I wanted to go anymore.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that because we don't even realize what we are robbing ourselves when
Yeah,
we're settling for things that do not really add value to our lives. And I think that's the ripple effect, because you've decided to be like, this is something I want to change. And you've seen in the coming months, like, oh, these are the fruits now of me addressing the real problem with my habits, right? And one thing that I also want you to share, like, because again, now we've debunked the misconception of like, oh, I'll just earn more so I can buy more of the things I want, but then it becomes an endless want, right? And it becomes the endless I need to earn more. So so now that we were able to address that, how do you think that has helped you in managing your business revenue better, in helping you prepare to expand your business better now that you have these mindset and systems around money?
I think the first one is you can grow your business even though you don't have your own finances in order. That's false. It started with you because before I didn't have my finances in order. My own finances is a mess. Although my business earns the money, I don't know where it should go. That's the problem. I know I wanted to grow the business, but where? Where should it go? Like maybe expanding the treatments, the services, or maybe added more branch. Which one do you want? And then the second one is, as business owners, we do not have, I thought that we do not have control over the market, like especially nowadays, it's the economy is slow and going down. But we can do our best and make things happen for us because it's up to us on how we want the things, our business to turn out to be. And because we care that we thrive and we do better. I used to blame like, oh, the economy is going low, something like that. When in fact, I haven't tried and did my best. So I think
Mm,
the third one, you don't have to work hard because you are privileged. That's false.
mm,
The more privileged you are, I think the more you will have to prove to yourself that you can do it. Because everyone around you are gonna be like, yeah, he is privileged. Of course, he is gotten help from someone else, from their parents. But in fact, you need to prove them wrong so that you can make it on your own, something like that, coach.
mm. Yeah, like I really like how you mentioned that you can't continuously grow your business if we can't fix our finances first, our personal finances first, because either way, it's going to affect how we run our business, how we grow our business. Because like now with you being able to expand to another branch for your business, it goes to show that because you were already able to fix your habits, you were already able to fix your financial systems. Now it's like whenever revenue comes in your business, you know where it's going. You know, like, oh, the money coming in, I know that I'll be able to handle it properly, and I know that it will ultimately benefit those goals that I have for myself. So I think that's really an example of like as business owners, we can only grow our business as much as how we handle our finances. Like we can only sustain a business according to how we sustain our financial systems, because either way it's gonna affect it whichever way it goes.
Yes.
Yeah, and with you, like thankfully, because you were able to fix your habits before you even officially like opened another branch. Tell me, like, how do you think, how differently has it been? Because now that you've opened another branch and your habits are different, how has it affected you?
Because coach, before, even though I saved a sum of money for my business and for myself, I didn't know where it was gonna go. Like I just save it and I don't know what to do with it. I have the money but I don't know how to use it wisely. I mean, what's the point of living if you just have the money and you don't use it, right? But now since I started my business, added another branch in Bali, I realized, thank God, like what you said, learned from you, like I get coached by you. That's why I am prepared for the storm that hit me in Bali. Even though I have to be honest, I have to use a chunk of my savings in order for me to be able to open this branch and operate it. But I'm not in a worried mindset anymore. I have my emergency fund, I have my business fund, like traveling fund, like everything is in order. Even though I know I have to use the money for the business first, I have to sacrifice for the business first so that I can enjoy my fruits of labor later.
Yeah, and truly, when you told me that, it's like that's what our savings are for. It's supposed to be there when there are these times that are out of our control or like are unpredictable, and our savings are there to empower us to keep going, to keep running our business the way we want to, instead of like do make business decisions out of pressure because we don't have any backup savings to help
Yes,
us
yes.
during those times. And truly, like, we have to practice that first in our personal life so that when it happens in our business, it just carries over.
Yeah, like because business it is a bigger range, right? The amount of money is bigger than compared to your personal life, because your personal life is only putting the food on the table and pay the rent and also have leisure like entertainment, buying gifts for loved ones or buying stuff for yourself. It's not really big of a deal. It's just a survival thing. But when it comes to business, you need to take care not only for yourself but for your employees as well. You have to think about whether you can pay them by the end of the month. You really have to think from the bigger picture so that things are gonna work out later. Because if you can't even take care of yourself, how are you gonna take care of your employees?
I think a lot of business owners who have a lot of employees who have a lot of operational cost could relate to that. Actually, I
Yeah.
realized like I think you need to like for context, can you share to everyone like what kind of business you do and how do you run
Yes.
it? Who do you help?
Okay, I forgot about that. I am a salon business owner. I run the business since end of 2018, and then just 1 year after that, COVID hit. I was supposed to open a branch in Jakarta, in the capital city of Indonesia, but it's cancelled because due to COVID. And then I just started opening another branch in Bali since after COVID recovered. And I have around 12 or 15 employees that is currently working for me, and I needed to get my head in order. That's why I was coaching with Nick to get my finance and my mindset in order.
Yeah, and I realized like as business owners because we have a lot of hats. We wear a lot of hats. And so in order for us to be capable of being that business owner that we want to be, like we need to look into like the things that we need to work on ourselves so that it doesn't get in the way of running our business. And I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what you did. And it was something that you're like, okay, if I wanna expand my business, if I wanna have more fulfillment in the milestones that I wanna have, then this is the problem that I need to solve. So, okay. So, lastly, I really want you to share, like, for those who can relate with you, who can resonate with your story that you've shared here, what would you tell that person who's considering to invest in coaching with me?
I will tell them to go for it. If you have the money right now, go for it. Because I feel like you have been so helpful and changing, even though I am the one that do the work. But I didn't know how to do the work, coach, without, you guiding me. Even though I'm the one that did it, but you are the one that guide me to be where I am today. So don't even think twice about it. For you viewers who watch this YouTube, don't think twice to hire coach need to coach you, and life is too short to not learn something new. And coaching with Nick has completely changed the trajectory of my life and how I view my money, finances. And now I'm brave enough to face the reality of my finances instead of being a coward and ignore all the bad things that I've done with my money, with my shopping addiction. So now I'm able to face them, and it has also been an eye opener for me. That is why I'm going for the second chapter with Coach Nick here. And as I wanted to learn more about growing my business and going in depth on the business that I'm currently running. So yeah, if you have the fun, you should go for it. Even if you don't have the fun right now, you should save it up and hire Coach Nick to be your mentor.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. As in, like, whenever I hear you share that, it's been something that has changed your life, it has changed the trajectory of your life, your business, it means so much more to me than you think because it's like this why I started my own business in the first place is to see all to see that ripple effect happening to your lives, to everyone's lives that I touch. So thank you
Because
so
the one
much.
that is hiring you has the same problem, coach. We are living in the consumeric lifestyle these days, and the world is so capitalist these days. So, we can benefit from someone like you because you relate to us. That's why. I think the first time I stumbled upon your video, I think I watched you a few times already. Then I decided to, email you. That's why. But I started following you the moment your video came up to my TikTok for you page. And since then, I started keep watching your videos, and I decided, oh, I really need someone like this to guide me and to solve my problems and my root cause. Why am I addicted to shopping? Because
Mhm.
inside I think we are all the same. I think your clients are the same as me, right? Like the same
Yeah.
as well. That's why.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that you decided to take that leap and more than anything, trust in me as your coach to guide you through that process. Because I like how you said you like, we do the work, but you guide us. And I think you said it perfectly what coaching is. It's like I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna spoon feed you, you do XYZ, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like guiding you through the process so that you could discover your own path that would work best for you. And
Yeah.
and I have seen that in you. And because you were empowered and confident in making your own decisions, you can now do that even if we're not in the call. you can do that outside the call. And that means the world to me that you get to do that and inspire others as well right now.
Yeah, and you inspire me too, coach, to be honest. Like, I think I'm so proud of you because, there's not many people like you that is doing this kind of work right now. Hopefully, there will be more because, I'm from Indonesia and I'm your first Indonesian
Yeah.
client, right? So, because I know that in Indonesia, there is not no coach like you that have done it yet. Like, combining our mindset and our finances together. It's always one or the other. It's never both. That you get to do what you do, and I'm so glad that I stumbled upon your TikTok videos. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy, and I'm so also so proud of you that you were brave enough today to share your story, and now you get to look back at that like and just laugh at that version of ourselves,
yeah,
and now
yeah,
it just
yeah.
gets to be a story that everyone
Hmm.
will find inspiration from. So thank you so much, Winona, for being here, and I
Thank
will
you
see you
so
in our coaching calls together.
much. Okay.
All right, bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.